Hey, and welcome to episode 2 of that Dexter Cow Guy podcast. Today, we have Emily Boovie talking Dexter Beef and her company Shamrock Meats LLC. We are coming to you from Drip Coffee in Zeeland, Michigan on Main Street. We'd like to thank Shelly here, at owner of Drip Coffee, for having us and being so hospitable. So with that, let's get rolling. So, Emily, thank you for being here first off.
Oh, you're welcome.
I feel like I'm meeting a Dexter celebrity right now. So the feedback, there's a lot, the many mistakes I'm going to address from the episode 1, but I hope at least the sound quality is better today because we have the actual equipment did show up. I should thank our sponsor first, Field & Stream Taxidermy in Heartland, Michigan. Mike Ligorio. Thanks again, Mike. I think my first episode jitters are over. I think I'll do a little better. Maybe like 2 or 3 less than last time.
I mean, yours are over, but mine are still here, so.
No, you're fine. You're already doing better than me. So, thank you, and thanks again to Drip Coffee at 150 East Main Street. Oh, sorry, Main Avenue in Zeeland. This place is great, and the coffee is amazing, actually. If you noticed an increased rate of speech as we go, it's because I've been pounding coffees all morning. So maybe we can slow it down in editing later. So episode 1, I got a ton of feedback, which I appreciated. The positive and negative. And, whatever, I take it all. If you don't like the show, that's okay. We'll get better. You'll like it sooner or later. But the background noise I like, actually. This is like a cozy little coffee shop.
You got a little Christmas music.
Yeah, this is
kids.
What's up. Yeah. So, the first mistake I made was kind of a big one. No, not the first. The first mistake was thinking I could do a podcast. The second one was the Dexter Cow Guy email. It is that DexterCowGuy@gmail.com. I think I said it was that Dexter Cow or that Dexter Guy or something, but that's not it. We're going to post all the contact info for the sponsors, for Shamrock Meats, and for me on the description of this when we finally get it up there. So, and I said, oh, you can't call, but you can text. You can't call me. All right. And we'll put the phone number there as well. But it's 517-262-7871 for anything you need. Again, that'll be posted. So, and Emily has corrected me on a couple things since the first episode, and I appreciate it. I said her name was Boovie, and that's not at all how you pronounce it. It's Boovie. So I apologize for that. I feel like with close proximity we are in Dexter, we probably should have met sooner, so I apologize for that. I maybe should have.
Didn't I meet you when you came and picked up, or when you picked out your calves?
Nope, you were gone. It was just me and
might
Cheryl
have been
and your
at
dad.
college.
I think so. It was me and your dad and Cheryl, and we were, at that time, had experience with the key cross, so when we were walking out in the field with the bulls, we're kind of
a little intimidated.
Yeah, we're like, oh, and your dad's like, oh, no, it's fine. We're like, oh, okay. And I said you own a meat market, which is incorrect. You own a meat warehouse.
Technically, yes. It's not a meat market. My license says meat warehouse.
Which means, what's the difference?
Means I'm not cutting the meat. I am storing and selling the meat.
Gotcha. Okay. So I apologize for that as well.
Maybe someday I'll have a market.
Yeah, that'd be great. I'll bring my stuff to have you cut it for sure. Or deer, too, if you process deer.
Hey, a lot of people do.
So, yeah, I process my own. I don't like to do it. I'm lazy. So some of the responses I got, which, and I'm not addressing all of them, but the ones that I have multiple questions about, I'm going to touch base on, and I'll probably eventually touch base on all of them. But the big one I got with more than one response was, oh, you're doing this show and you're having people on. Are you worried about selling their cows over your cows and calves first? And that never crossed my mind until that came up, because I don't look at it that way. I think it's more of like a community than it is a competition. Like, I think it's funny because obviously we're all trying to sell calves. I mean,
right.
I see on Facebook someone says calves, and I drop down to sign up there, and I see Lisa, Emily, I'm like, oh, darn it, they got there already. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about the cows. And if I don't sell a calf and you sell a calf to the person, I know they're getting a quality calf, A, and B, I get to spend more time with my cow that I love. So, I mean, I I don't see it that way. I think if you help others, it comes back tenfold down the road.
That's right. We are in this together.
Right, exactly. We're all in this together. I say it to everybody. My new neighbor came over and he was, this is kind of on your property and this and that. And this guy's hunting right on the. So man, we're all in it together. Whatever. This isn't something. We're easy going. This isn't something that's going to be done. You know, I mean, it's not like it's not a competition. And if I can help somebody, then I technically help people more than I help myself. It seems like, but that's okay. I don't mind it. That's just kind of what I do. Now another one I got, and this is several people have said this. We'd like to see you talking, and a video of your podcast talking. So I know that I have a face for radio. I've been told this a lot of times.
Doesn't a video defeat the podcast aspect?
Well, if you look at some of the bigger ones, they have like cut into one guy talking, and they look just like us with the headphones. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So I think maybe at some point we'll do that with a live stream, but I think in general this will be it. You know, and to address the YouTube issue that it's not a video on YouTube, the reason I chose YouTube is simply because it's not an app that you have to download. Everybody has access to YouTube. With a lot of podcasts, you download this app to hear my podcast, and I feel like people have enough apps. They don't need to download anything. So it's easy. It's right there. And I know people said, it didn't download for me. I had audio. Well, there was no video last time. It was simply a picture we put up there of some Dexters. Last show was sketch. I mean, it was.
Hey, it was your first one.
Right. It was testing the mark. Well, not even testing the mark, but testing our ability to put something out and testing the market. So we're going to improve as we go. Like I said, mistakes were made. I want to thank also, I didn't thank Brendan, my son, for being here, our tech guy. So thank you for coming out and helping with that. So now if it goes bad, we have someone to blame.
That's right.
So thanks. So, and have I ever thought of doing a Dexter 101 cast? Yes. Initially, my first episode I thought would be a Dexter 101. As I'm searching line on YouTube and this and that, though, there's a plethora of Dexter 101 stuff out there. But then it seems like they're done. They do a Dexter 101 and then there's nothing.
No follow-up.
Right. And a couple that I saw were everything you wanted to know about Dexter cows, and they're 20 minutes. And I'm like, not that they weren't informative, but I'm like, well, that's not anywhere near all the stuff I want to know about Dexter cows. So I think I like this format better, but at some point I will probably touch base with Dexter 101. But that'll probably be a portion of an episode compared to devoting an entire episode to Dexter 101. I mean, because basically we could run it down right now. They're small, they're easy to handle, they're great personalities. You get great beef from them.
That's right.
I mean, so that's the basics right there, I guess. 101. So yes, at some point I will do a 101, but it'll be a portion of another podcast I guess. And I'll probably have Emily back to do it because she knows more than me about Dexters.
And I try.
So on social media, and this is something I wasn't sure I was going to touch base on, but I guess it's in the Dexter community, and I'm part of the Dexter community now, so I feel like I should maybe just kind of put my 2 cents in. The social media for all the Dexters, there's been a huge debate going on about the registries for Dexters, and I was asked what my opinion was on it, and I equate it. Another passion of mine, I've been playing hockey for as long as I can remember. So hockey is my other passion. So I relate it to hockey, kind of, Dexter's to hockey. You have the NHL as a pro, the KHL is European pro, and like the AHL. So the KHL has a bigger ice sheet. The Europeans play with a bigger sheet of ice, which lends favor to the faster, higher skilled finesse people. Where the AHL is a North American size rink, but their teams are a little grittier, and you get more hitting and more fights, and the NHL is kind of a combination of the both. So if you were to combine those, like if I feel like watching a fast-paced finesse game, I'm going to turn on a KHL game. If I want to go see a bunch of gritty hits and stuff, I'm probably going to go to the AHL. Griffins, I think,
Griffins are usually a good one.
And then the NHL, I guess, is my favorite overall. But at the end of the day, it's all hockey, and I love it. So I feel the same way about Dexter's registries. They all have something great to offer. But if you combine them, I think you're going to take away something that some other people like or favor. Like, so I don't I don't see it being feasible, I guess. I guess not feasible, I shouldn't say, but I don't think it would be a good thing at this point.
I don't think people are in the right mindset to combine registries right now either. So.
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that too. There's a little hostility.
A little bit.
Little AHL going on. but to bring it all back together, it's at the end of the day, it's Dexter's. I love Dexter's. If there's one registry, I'm glad to support and be part of that. If they open 6 more registries, I'll be glad to support that. I have cows in all 3 registries. Majority of my cows are only ADCA, but I think I would support more registries as long as it's pro Dexter cattle and
right,
supporting the right things with Dexter cattle and as a breed. I think I'd be happy to support all 3. We got a tech issue here going on. Hang on.
Stop for a second. It stopped recording. I was and it loaded and shot
okay.
up 30 seconds. So I think it's recording.
Okay. All right. If we're missing a big portion of that, we'll fire our tech guy.
Just leave him here.
We'll leave him. We might leave him here. I don't think Shelly would want him. So that's my opinion. Whatever. I mean, I'll have, if ADCA people want to come on here and talk, awesome. If PDCA want to come on here and talk, great. I'd love to talk Dexter with anybody. And if the legacy people, come on, man. I'll talk to any of them. I don't want anybody coming on and bad mouthing the others for sure, because I don't think this isn't the forum for that. Oh, coffee grinder. Like I said, we are on location at Drip Coffee. This is live action happening. Maybe we can ask him to stop for a half hour. Okay, there we go. And here, sipping coffee. That's just because what I'm doing today. So, as I said, I have Emily Boovie here.
That is right, yeah.
So, Emily, let's see. So tell us about Emily Boovie first.
I mean, what do you want to know?
What's your background? I guess I know what I've read, and we've
That's
talked.
Scary.
Yeah,
That's scary.
And it's on the internet, so it's got to be true.
That's right.
But I know you went to Michigan State.
I did.
Go Sparty, go Green.
Go White.
All right. So tell us about that and how you got started with. I guess just tell us how you got started in ag, and with Dexter's.
Well, I'm kind of a lifer. Born into the Dexter breed. My parents started with Dexter's back in 1987, and I came in 1990. So I've had Dexter's literally my entire life. We've had other breeds of cattle along the way, and the Dexters are the only ones that are still around. So as far as ag, it's been it's in my blood. I'm probably a 4th, 5th generation farmer, so it's just what I love to do, and I'm very passionate about that. I decided to go to Michigan State, and I have a degree in animal science. I was on the meat judging team and competed nationally, representing Michigan State, obviously. I also decided to get a specialization in meat processing because why not at that point in time?
Everybody loves meat.
Everybody loves meat. You got to eat, right?
Right.
So it's kind of just evolved over time. We've always talked about having our own meat market or something of that variety. It was my dad's little pipe dream. So this past year I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. So I quit my job and bought some livestock, and away we went, and we opened doors May 1, and here we are in December. So I can't complain.
That's awesome. I didn't know you quit your job.
Oh, yeah,
That's kind of scary, huh?
I was a commercial hog farm manager. So I dealt with everything from breeding to weaning, farrowing, everything in between there. So
Sure. Do you have hogs now?
I sent the last 2 to market a couple weeks ago.
All right. Are you going to get more of those? That's something you're going to continue?
Yeah, we get a small batch every month or not every month. I can't speak. I raised probably 12 or 13 of them this year.
Okay.
Last year I raised them over the winter. I don't want to do that again because that was a major pain. But we'll get some again in the spring.
Okay. Yeah, they're quick. I mean, spring and fall,
They are quick, and
I and they don't smell at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Right on. So, Shamrock Acres is your dad's
Yep.
and yours
Yep.
farm. How big is your herd currently there? I know we've spoken. You said, "Oh my God, it's doubled in size."
So since you came and picked up your first calves, I think then we had about 20 to 25 cows.
Which was a huge herd to us at the time. We were like, "Oh my God, look at all these."
And we preg checked, I want to say 43 a couple weeks ago. And that's not counting our calves, our, the bulls, the steers that we have hanging around.
Wow.
So
That's quite a few.
we've grown a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So, how many preg tech positive?
Probably 38 of them.
Nice.
Or so.
Very
There
nice.
was a couple of them that are open, and we were like, oh, yeah, okay. But our 19-year-old that will be 20 this coming spring is bred.
Nice.
So,
very nice. See,
go
so that's another good thing about the Dexters. They
longevity.
can go, yeah. Nice. I've never palpated a cow, and I want to. Is that weird that I want to? But
I mean, it's a big glove.
Yeah, it is a big glove, yeah. So just to say that, I know our vet came out and he was having trouble because I guess one of our Dexters was small and he was concerned, but she's actually the easiest birther we had. So, but I can't imagine doing 38 of them or 40 of them. I mean,
Yeah, that's why we do also bring the vet out. We at the same time we do palpating, we do all our dehorning, our vaccinating, everything happens at the
herd
same
health.
time. Yep, herd health.
Right
and
on.
It literally was we split it up into 2 groups this year so that we could just hammer it all out.
Yeah, otherwise you're looking at
We used to
you're
do it
looking at
all
a
in one
weekend.
day, and that was a big day. So
Yeah, I'm sure everybody, including the cows, are exhausted after that and stressed. So, well, that's good. So I recall you working or overseeing the youth program with the ADCA. Was that the ADCA, or am I thinking of a different?
So I'm
entity?
on the youth committee for the ADCA. Alyssa Emmons is the youth director. I am on her committee, and we work together to do ADCA programming. I also do stuff with the Ohio Valley Dexter Breeders. This past spring, I did the showmanship clinic at their spring show and had probably close to 30 kids with their cattle in a ring, teaching them the ins and outs of showing. So that was a big deal, and they want me back, so I must not have done too bad of a job.
Right. Yeah, that's great. It's a lot of work for sure. I mean, you probably don't get to enjoy the show weekend as much as you would if you just were there to show.
I was there to show.
Right.
And I kind of, I am not one to really plan out what I'm going to say ahead of time, hence the
Welcome to the podcast.
So even with that, I'm a 4-H leader, so I do that stuff too, and I help kids with showmanship all the time. So it was just kind of another thing.
Awesome. That's good. I'm sure the kids appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, and you could see the improvement.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I can only imagine that many kids with their cows. We're walking and bumping. And,
Why not?
Yeah, hey. We're going to fit more for you next year in the ring.
Oh.
So, I noticed that even in the short time I've been involved with Dexters, I can see their popularity growing.
Yep.
And for good reason. I mean, especially for small homestead farms, kind of like mine, especially my last place. They're kind of the perfect cow for that environment, that setting. Where do you think you would like to see Dexter cows and Dexter cow breeders in the future, near or far future? Would you like to see it expand into the millions, or would you like to think it'd be small specialty?
I mean, I think there's a spot for Dexters even in a large setting. I would love to see a certified Dexter beef program happen, but that's for my own.
That's future of Shamrock meats right there.
Maybe. But there's a spot. I think there's a niche for these little cows, and even going to shows, you get looked down on.
Yeah.
You
I've noticed.
Literally, you have a little cow, you get looked down on, but they have their spot, and people need to realize that.
I like to think that they're coming around. Like I said, I have friends that show the key cross, and we give each other good ribbons about both of them, but they're coming around. I think people are coming around. I see it. When I first moved to Ingham County, they didn't have the small breed, mini breed, whatever, mini beef, and now they have it. And then 3 years later, so that's kind of gave me the notion that it was growing. And as I looked into it, there's more growing. And breeders are going to come and go. Some that aren't going to be devoted to the breed are kind of like they see maybe, and there'll be a flash in the pan and gone. But I'd like to see the like you said, the beef, the Dexter beef registry. I think that would be a good way to go. But I don't know about. Now this maybe it's not the right idea because we're not going to sell more cows if we don't have more people into them. But I think I'd like to see the specialty people that actually genuinely care about the breed and not just what they can get from the breed, you know.
Right, have a couple cows, or we're going to sell some calves type
Right,
of deal.
exactly. So that's the ones I think will be a flash in the pan and gone. And so whatever. That's kind of where I'm at with the whole thing. I'm sorry, I saw a sad little girl over there. I don't know why she's so sad.
Out of cookies. I don't know.
Oh man, I'll bake her some if she's gonna be that sad. Okay, so we kind of touched base on it already. You said your dad wanted to do an idea with the meat market. I like your dad a lot because he's Irish like me.
Yep.
He's a hockey fan.
Yeah.
Like me. And he digs Dexter. So.
Go Red Wings.
Yes. Oh, geez, they're so hard to watch this year, though.
I know.
But yes, I agree. So your dad, I'm like, oh, that's pretty neat. I like this guy. So when we saw Shamrock, because I started Detroit Irish Hockey Club.
Oh, cool.
Before we moved, and then I moved like 2 years later before it actually got to where it could be. So when we saw Shamrock, we were like, oh yeah, that's where we're going. I mean, obviously we did a little research too. We didn't want to, could have been Shamrock, you know.
Right, go to the first place, you saw a cow, and
right.
you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get these.
Yeah, so we did our research, and we're so glad we did. But so is that where you got the idea for Shamrock Meats? Is from your dad?
Yeah, and because I wanted it to tie back to the farm, but I also wanted to be my own thing at the same time. So because all my beef is raised at Shamrock Acres, so I wanted that tie.
Okay, good. Yeah, then why wouldn't you? That means
Right.
replace family stuff.
Yep.
Your barn quilt design, I love it.
Yeah.
I wanted to do, before I even saw the Shamrock Meats one, I wanted to do a barn quilt for us. I'm not at all creative enough to do something like that, so I really dug it when I saw yours. I'm like, that's so cool.
It took me a long time to figure out how I was going to do that, because I originally, when I made the logo, I had to have all my, you have to have all your angles, and you have to, match, and it was a big pain. And then we blew it up on a 4x4 sheet of plywood and painted it out, and it was like, oh, this looks pretty cool this big, so kind of went with it.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's really
Thank
cool.
you.
There's no way I could be that creative at all. So if anybody's that creative, contact me so we can talk. So we have Little Beef taking pictures. Oh, did I say that we would be streaming pictures instead of...
You might have mentioned it.
Okay, instead of the live stuff, we're going to put some pictures on YouTube instead of just the one, so you guys think you're now getting the video part of it. So hopefully that'll help. And then we'll live stream once I get a little better at all this, like I said. So tell us all about Shamrock Meats. Like, what do you carry? How do you... Is it delivery? Is it shipping? Is it...
So we started in May, and it's been a slow process. Right now, I carry beef, pork, lamb, and chicken, because why not have it all?
Right. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. You got to diversify.
I started out with 2 steers, 2 hogs, and 2 lambs, and I kind of felt like Noah, you 2x2. And I filled my 2 freezers right away, and I was like, all right, time to go sell some meat. Let's see if we can do this. So, and then this fall, I was like, oh, let's raise some chickens. So I had 75 chickens that I raised, because go big or go home.
Right.
And so we raise everything on the farm. The lambs are born on the farm. The hogs I buy as feeder pigs, because I'm not dealing with farrowing hogs, because that's a pain.
Right. You got enough on your plate.
I got enough. So I buy hogs from, guys that I know, because from working in a hog business. And then if I don't have enough Dexter steers, I will buy from other Dexter breeders to fulfill my beef demand.
Sure.
So
I'm guessing you guys know a few Dexter breeders.
I know a few, yeah. Actually, the beef I started out with was 2 bulls.
Really?
I beefed.
So it was lean and...
It wasn't as lean as you think.
Really?
But, I had a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old bull that I bought, and finished them out on some corn, because we like corn finished beef. We don't really like the grass-fed beef, but that's just us.
Yep, we grain finish too.
Yep.
And that's just a preference, and we don't have anything against anybody who does their own way. Your farm, your way.
And that's what I started with. And when I bought them, I was like, all right, this could go. It could be really lean. It could be tough. It could be whatever. But people raved about it, and they were gone quick. So I can't complain.
Good. And I think everybody getting back to people looking down on Dexters, I bet those people have never tried Dexter beef.
Probably not.
And this had crossed my mind the other day when I was getting ready for today's show. I want to do like a Pepsi challenge, I think, with...
Like a taste test?
Yeah. I get a chef in here to cook. We'll have steaks before and after. And, not tell everybody what they are. And we'll have like an Angus breeder, a Key breeder, a Holstein guy in here and with some Dexter steaks. I mean, because the marbling and all that on Dexter steaks, it's choice. I mean, it's good stuff. So I think I'm going to do that down the road. Maybe we'll get everybody back and
there you go.
Do that.
So the thing with Dexter beef is I've been told it tastes different, and I can't pinpoint the difference. I've been told it's sweeter. I've been told it's a finer grain. I don't know. All I know is that, like, my husband grew up eating, whatever from the store, or they would buy, a half a beef or a side or whatever from county fair, and it was, an Angus or a Hereford or whatever, something like that. And now I've converted his family. They buy, a side of beef from us, and they want nothing else. And they know when it is something else.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from everybody that has the Dexter beef. They're like, ooh. So they always come back for it after they try it.
Yep. We have a lot of repeat customers just on, sides or quarters of beef.
Good. That's what you want. I mean, that's how you build a business base. Something advantage that I saw of the Shamrock meats that I'll say is that, like, we have a lot of customers, and I'm sure you run into this too because we talked about it a minute ago, is that the initial investment's a lot for some people for a half or a quarter beef, but they still want the farm fresh,
right,
top of the line beef, and not the box store beef, whatever you want to call it. So Shamrock Meats is the perfect way to facilitate that.
Right, and that's kind of we saw the need, we saw the opportunity, and why not get your name out there doing something like this and supply that, because people want to know the story behind the, they want to know the farmer, they want to know what it was fed, they want to know its whole life.
Right.
And
yeah.
So we try.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd accomplish that. I think you're right there. And, and that's going back generations. It's not like you're just walking up to somebody and go, hey, can I buy your cow? I'm going to sell it in pieces. So, did you have a lot of hoops to jump through with the USDA and the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development?
So I had to get a food warehouse license, and to do that, I had to have inspected freezers, and they had to be nothing hazardous material like gasoline, oil, blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
Stored around the freezers and stuff like that.
So you're not setting gas cans on the fridge?
Right, exactly.
I gotcha.
And that was the biggest hoop was that. And it's not even really a hoop. It wasn't very hard. I have, like I mentioned a minute ago, I have 3 freezers, and they all have their thermometers in them, and I take, record of their temps every couple days or so, and I have a record of that. Otherwise, that Michigan Department of Ag wasn't hard to deal with. They send out an inspector. She literally wrote me my temporary license right away.
Oh, that's nice.
I was like, oh, sweet, I can start right now.
Yeah.
So, but as far as the USDA side, I had to find a USDA processor and kill floor.
Right. Yep.
Which we are blessed with in this area.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch.
I know of 3 USDA kill floors within 20 minutes of here.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect.
So I can't complain. And I actually fell into using the processor that I do kind of by accident.
How's that?
They had a special going. They were like, well, if you process 2 beef in the next 6 months, we will put your logo on a package.
Oh,
and I was like,
nice. Done and done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So they actually helped me get my logo on the packaging. They refined it for me even, which I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
And now my logo is on all my packages. I didn't have to have any setup fees. It had to be approved by the USDA, but they did that for me.
Oh, perfect.
So it was all
takes a step
all
away.
them. I use Caledonia Packing.
Okay.
For pretty much all of my processing. However, I've had to jump through the hoop of horns on my steers.
They prefer no horns?
They prefer no horns because our Dexter steers horns get pretty wide.
The Dexter horns are awesome. I'm just gonna say I have no horns on my farm when we're pulled, but they are sweet. They get big and majestic.
They do, and I had to go out to the barn and measure my steers' horn widths with a yardstick, so I could see if I would fit down their alleyway.
That's what I was gonna ask, because I was telling you I did that Highland alleyway and shoot for my buddy. So so I guess I can understand that. So does that adjust your processing time? Like, do you think you'd have to take in a couple sooner than you would have? I guess the horn growth is kind of.
So because our Dexters have a couple different styles of horns. Some of them grow straight out, some of them grow up. It's the ones that grow straight out that's the problem. And I cleared it with Caledonia that if they are too wide, that I can send them somewhere else, and they will cut them for me after that.
Oh, perfect. Okay, because that's what I run into where I go is, and I don't deal with USDA because I sell half holes. And,
right.
Who knows? Maybe in the future, but doubtful. We have them place we take them for harvest, and then they ship them over to where we have them processed.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I understand. That's what we do too. So, but we have to do that. It sounds like you got a pretty good deal. And I drove. This is the first time I went through Caledonia coming here today. It's a pretty nice little town.
Yeah, and they do a great job. I get my beef and lamb cut there, and pork, depending on the availability. And I cannot complain.
Good.
And it's like Cheers, everybody knows your name. Yeah. You walk in there, they're like, "Hey, Emily, how's it going?" I'm like, "Oh, it's great."
Good.
So it's really cool.
Good. It's good to have that for sure. I should look for that too.
It's kind of off the beaten path.
Yeah. Do they do deer? Do you know? Because I know that's going to be a question. That's going to be a question I get because nobody's doing deer by us anymore because of the CWD.
Yeah.
So what? Good to know. Here you get. It's called what? Caledonia Meats. Let's give them a.
Caledonia Packing.
Caledonia Packing. If you need something done, look them up. For sure. Tell them Emily sent you.
Oh yeah, they'll like that.
Emily Boovie sent you, and that Dexter Cow Guy. Yeah. Okay. So how do customers obviously get in touch with you? Phone, email, or
phone, email, Facebook, through our website. Pretty much anything you can think of, I can get. I'll get it.
Do you ship like nationwide, or is that a step you haven't taken yet?
So it's one of those steps that we've talked about, and it's really cost prohibitive because you have to have the dry ice, the hazardous material label on your package because dry ice.
Right.
And it's expensive. So it's something I want to do. I just need an opportunity.
Sure, and unfortunately, that cost would probably be carried over to the customer, and
maybe a little.
Yeah. I guess if you're in huge bulk, it wouldn't be a big deal, but.
Right, but like a little order or something, it would not be worth it.
You're not sending a porterhouse. To Alaska.
Exactly.
So I gotcha. Good. So yeah, that would be something interesting to do. Because how would they pick up, or would you deliver local? I mean, how does that work?
I mean, if somebody wants me to deliver it locally, I will.
How local do you consider local?
I would consider anywhere on the lake shore to Grand Rapids local.
Okay. Sure.
So within like a half an hour radius of Zealand, I would deliver it.
Sure, and people could probably meet. You guys could.
Oh yeah, for sure. We do that all the time.
Sure, awesome. So I got a meat bundle from you today.
You did.
That's going to be awesome. I'm actually excited.
Yeah, you got a little everything. I threw a chicken in there, a ham steak, some pork chops, some burger patties.
Ooh, all right.
3rd pounders, so
all right.
Big ones.
I told her when she did it just to surprise me. I didn't want to know what was coming. So.
And a variety of lamb chops.
Yes,
because you got to have that lamb.
Oh yeah, for sure. So, what do you see for the future of Shamrock Meats? Do you want to go big or go home, or do you want to just kind of see where it takes you as you go?
That's tough. I mean, we've been open since May 1, so it's been 7 months at this point in time.
Sure, it's still kind of early to tell, but I'm gonna hit you with the hard questions.
It's hard because we went to one farmer's market this summer. We did really well at that market. I cannot complain. It's a small market, repeat customers, great people. Maybe someday, but I don't know if I actually want to be tied to a butcher shop either. I mean, I've cut meat. I've worked in various processing facilities. I don't know. I mean, I could do it.
Right.
But I don't know if I want to do it.
Right, sure. Because then a passion becomes a problem because you're working then. Mm-hmm. So I get it. I understand. So you want to say contact info for Shamrock Meats or Shamrock Acres, even though we're gonna post it if you want to put it out right now.
Sure. You can shoot us an email at shamrockmeatsllc@gmail.com and or get in touch with us on Facebook at Shamrock Meats, or our website, which is shamrockacresdextercattle.com, and we can get in contact with you there. We have an online market. You can order online, and we can get it to you however you'd wish.
Right. We looked at it and we liked it. You guys did a good job with the website.
Thanks.
So
that was my little development project. So
okay, yeah, I like it. That's something we have to do at Fair and Front. We have to look at getting a website and all that together. Yeah, like I don't have time to breathe lately with the new house. But so what I'm doing today for Shamrock Meats, I'm going to support local here. Are you ready? Here I go.
Okay.
The first new customer that says they heard about Shamrock Meats on that Dexter Cow Guy podcast, I'm going to match their offer their purchase $50.
Ooh.
So I prefer it to be a new customer, but I guess
hey, any customer. But new customer would be cool.
Right. We have, I think it was north of 130 views last time I looked, so it must have taken my mom a long time to watch that that many times. So thanks, Mom. But, so somebody will hopefully will come through, and I will match that offer up to their purchase up to $50. So
well, thank you.
So it's buy one, get one free on the Dexter Cow Guy for Shamrock Meats. And it's high quality stuff. I mean, if you look at the website, there's no doubt about it. And I know Dexter beef a little bit, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So it's my pleasure. So is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't know.
No. Yeah, as soon as we're off the air, a bunch.
Right. We're like, that idea and that idea.
So you did great for the first. I feel like there's not as much I'm going to have to correct on myself for next episode, which is good.
Hey,
so,
you're growing.
Growing pains. That last one was pretty rough, but I figured the show must go on. We didn't have the mics last time.
Hey, there's growing pains and everything. Like,
right.
It's been a long 7 months for us.
Oh yeah, I bet. And I think you're gonna, from what I can tell, I think that the more you're gonna grow big, I think this year, and that's why I wanted to have you on so I can get in on the ground floor. Be like, I knew her then. And then when she's walking by me in the gutter, she can be like, oh man, I knew him then. But like I said, I feel like I'm meeting a Dexter celebrity. I think a lot of people in the country know of Shamrock Acres and know you and your father and family. So it was awesome if you would agree to come do this interview with me.
Oh, no problem.
So thank you so much, and thank you, Shelly, from Drip Coffee for hosting us. I don't know if she can hear us.
She's busy making coffee.
Yeah, she's busy making good coffee. So all the contact info for Emily's business, for Shamrock Meats, Shamrock Acres, email, etc., will be posted on the comment section of this. So upcoming podcast episodes, I have Leland All Specialty Cut Flowers. I might actually go up to Traverse for the cherry drop and weasel in that podcast. Yeah, brave.
Yeah.
So that, and I have Cheney Dexter Cattle with Mark and Kathy coming up in February. I'm going to go down to Tennessee.
Great people.
Yeah, they're so awesome. We had such a great time with them when we went down earlier in the year. And then Scott Burgess is going to come on and talk hay and Celio Equine Transport. I'm probably not saying that correctly, but we're going to talk about all that good stuff when he comes on. So some stuff to look forward to. Thanks again for listening. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. Oh, Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year. I probably won't see you before then. So Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays. And thanks for listening to that Dexter Cow Guy.